So here we are at Dirty Jane's Bowral, which is an antique market of over 70 dealers in Bowral, New South Wales. We're the biggest market in the Southern Highlands, which is a beautiful area about 2 hours south of Sydney. I'm Jane Crowley and I own the business with my father, Athol Salter. We've been in business together for, goodness, 30 odd years, always dealing with antiques, and this is our first foray or step into the world of antique markets. Dirty Jane's has been operating for 8 years and going very strong. We started with about 5 antique dealers, and now we have over 70 who exhibit everything from jewellery to furniture, Art Deco, Victorian, country, you name it, it's here. We try to keep things a bit quirky. We've got a very good dealer who deals in gentlemen's clothing and specialises in fabulous Hawaiian shirts. We've also got a dealer in retro records and LPs, and one of their specialties is making desk lights out of old cameras. So there is something for everyone at Dirty Jane's in Bowral. My father originally started work in the Riverina area of New South Wales, and he opened a curtain shop, and he decided that he was going to sell second-hand furniture on the side. Well, the antiques and second-hand furniture sold better than the curtains, so soon the curtains were moved out and more antique furniture came in. And that's how he began in business. I've always echoed and followed Dad around, going to auctions from about the age of 3, and always loved it. But I was wanting to do something completely different, so I went off to university, but soon the calling was too strong and I decided to come and work with Dad. And as I say, that was about 30 years ago now. And we go to England quite regularly and Europe and buy furniture. We also buy containers of furniture from America and bring them out. We've had some great buying trips where we go off and hire a van and travel around the countries and buy at auction and local markets and do house clearances and all this sort of thing, and then bring the furniture back. Now the business is called Dirty Jane's. I am Jane, but I'm not Dirty Jane. Dirty Jane was a convict girl. She came out to Australia in the early 1800s, and on the way out in the ship she was pardoned of her crime. She was sent to Australia as a convict for petty theft. She didn't really steal much at all, but anyway, she was pardoned on the way out, and she was sent to Gundagai, which was a very small settlement, and she was told to report to a gentleman who ran a general store. So Dirty Jane managed to, hitch a lift and walk virtually from Sydney, and by the time she arrived in Gundagai, she was absolutely filthy, very, very dirty. So the owner of the shop christened her Dirty Jane. She then would do a lot of trading with the local farmers and settlers as they came in, wanting, flour and sugar and those sorts of things, and she'd trade things that she knew had value. Her father back in Ireland was a rag and bone man, and she'd learned a lot from him. So we discovered this girl, Dirty Jane, Jane Dumfrey, and we decided that she just displayed great spunk and great style. She was a formidable businesswoman, but she was also very fair, and she was quite revolutionary for her time, because she really got out there and she said, right, this is how I've got to make my life out here, because I'm not going to go back to Ireland again. So we decided to name our business after her, because she just was such a great character in Australia's history. We're standing in what is over 2,000 square metres of shop space. It was originally the machinery sheds for an electricity company. So they had all of their trucks and machinery parked in these vast sheds. And you can see that there are still cranes hanging from the ceiling. And it is really just a shed, which is great. We've painted it and added some decoration, but it's got great character because it retains the original use of being a machinery shed. Well, all of the dealers who rent space from us, they're on a short-term lease, so it's a week-by-week lease, and we interview them. They go through quite an application process to be part of Dirty Jane's, because the key to managing a business like this is to get a really good range of dealers. We don't want too many dealers who are selling the one type of product. And that's why people love Dirty Jane's, because there is something for everyone. It's been really exciting because we've been doing extensions and renovations over the last few months, and we've opened up another area that's about 400 square metres, and we're able to take in 12 new dealers. And having them on board with fresh ideas and fresh enthusiasm is really great for the business, because it gives everyone a lift and makes them feel that, oh, we've got to step up and improve what we're doing so we can keep up with the new kids on the block. There's a lot of genuine antique. In Australia, antique is 100 years or more, so it has to be 100 years old. There is a current trend, very popular, vintage wear. Now, vintage wear is not as clearly defined. It's a bit more debatable. Some people feel that vintage wear can be 30 years old, so dating back to the sort of 1980s. Others who are a bit more purist believe that vintage wear should go back to the 1960s or even 50s. We like to keep things open. I mean, essentially we're a second-hand market. So if people want to clear their home because they're moving and they have beautiful homewares that they want to sell, that's where our dealers step in, and they'll buy those things from the dealers and then bring them into Dirty Jane's. So you can find things that, you know, might have only been made a couple of years ago, but they're still in here. They'll find someone who loves them, buys it and takes it home. I tend to walk around, I try to walk around with blinkers on my eyes. The dealers are bringing things in on a daily basis. So dealers will arrive early in the morning from about 8 o'clock, start unloading their wares and pricing them and arranging them. And it's very funny because all the dealers are eyeing off what other people are bringing in. So there is a lot of trade between dealers of, you know, oh, I really like that. What's the best price I can have that for? And then they'll buy it and take it home. I know my house tends to be a revolving door of things coming in and going out. My husband laughs a lot because he'll come home on a Friday night and he'll, you know, won't even notice something that's changed. And at other times I'll have moved the entire house around to accommodate the new purchase. But it's great fun. It's what we do. We take it home, we enjoy it for a while, and then we bring it back again and sell it on. Father and daughter work brilliantly together. I think Dad and I have a similar taste and a similar craziness. You've got to be a bit crazy to work in this business because it takes an awful lot of energy. It takes a lot of vision to see what customers want. Because like clothing, furniture and homewares come in and out of fashion. So what you could have sold 5 years ago, you might not be able to sell now. So you're constantly looking for the next trend in homewares. So Dad and I have this vision together. We're able to look at something and imagine what it would be like done up and put in someone's home. And we have a very clear idea after we discuss things. We very much talk about what we're looking for to buy for the new season, whether it be tables or wardrobes or lamps. Occasionally we disagree, but it's generally on creative matters rather than core principles of the business. Dad has been an incredible mentor to me. He's been fantastic to work with, and it's great. We sit down and have lunch every day together and talk business. It's all we do, talk business. I was at an auction once, a house auction, and they had a beautiful folding screen mirror. And it was just before I was getting married, so we were saving so hard for our wedding. And I chased this mirror up to about $120 or so. And then I thought, no, I can't bid anymore because it's out of my reach and I really have to save for the wedding. And I've regretted it ever since because I've never seen another one like it, never seen another one like it. Another bit that I do have in our house, which is beautiful, is an Irish farm table that my dad bought on a buying trip back in the early 80s. And it's a beautiful pine table with 3 drawers at the side. And on the stretcher of the base of it, there are indentations or wear marks on the stretcher where the farmer had his boots and would rub the boots against the timber. It's about 250 years old, and it tells a story with the age of it and the wear and tear of it, and it's just beautiful. We love it, and I hope never to part with it, and I hope to pass it down to my children when they move into a house that's big enough to take it. 3 hidden gems in Dirty Jane's today, all under $100. The first one is on shop 411, and it's this really lovely oval mirror with a little cane frame to it. And the cane is so fine and so beautifully woven, and I think it's $15. I saw it out of the corner of my eye this morning and I went, oh, that's gorgeous. Another hidden gem is one of the stalls that we've got here, shop 20, they sell these beautiful rugs from England, and they're re-woven out of wool that has been respun, if you like. So that's a bit confusing. So what they do is they get a piece of wool, whether it's a jumper or another rug, they wash it and re-spin that wool again, and then weave these beautiful rugs. And they're all random patterns and random colours and just gorgeous. They're $56. And then the final item, I'm not sure whether this is going to be good for the heat of India, but there are these really cool fur hats. Perfect for Bowral, not so good for the sort of equatorial areas of the globe, but they're on shop 25. They look really good. They're like a Daniel Boone hat, and they're about $45. So this is my dad Athol, who I've been talking about, and he is my business partner.
I absolutely love it, and I've been in it for years and years. It's in the blood, I can't help it.
So welcome to Bowral, and we'd love to see you at Dirty Jane's.